What would you give to really be happy? What did Jesus say leads to real and lasting happiness? Jesus said, be happy, show mercy. Good morning and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy to remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus said comes from Matthew 5, verse 7. And today we're going to be reading from several translations. We'll start with the New King James Version, a more traditional translation of Matthew 5, 7. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Now a more modern translation, the New Living Translation. God blesses those who are shown or who are merciful, for they will be shown mercy. And then a translation that I like to use in study, it's called the West Translation. It's an expanded, kind of like the Amplified Bible, where it says, spiritually prosperous are those who are merciful, because they themselves shall be the objects of mercy. Spiritually prosperous are those who are merciful, happy, blessed. Now, this scripture is part of 9 sermon points that Jesus made in what we call the Sermon on the Mount or the Beatitudes. 9 statements of blessing. And we have to understand that blessing is more than just a pat on the back. That is spiritual prosperity in all things, real happiness. But these blessed statements are active, not passive. In fact, I like to call them the be happies. Now, in the cultural context of the day, from the pagan Roman perspective especially, mercy was weakness. To show pity was despised. And it was not how you achieved happiness. And if we look at our culture today, politics, everything that's going on, we don't see mercy as being held up as something to desire or how you achieve happiness or showing pity. You know, the Pharisees, the religious people of Jesus' day, considered weakness and struggling the result of sin. And so they had very little mercy and empathy. It was more like, well, what did that weak person do wrong? But Jesus called them out on that. In Matthew 23, verse 23, he said, but you ignore the most important aspects of the law, the more important aspects of the law, justice, mercy, and faith. You see, in their tradition and in their self-righteousness, they ignored scriptures like this, Proverbs 21:13. Those who shut their ears to the cries of the poor will be ignored in their own time of need. In Matthew 18, after Peter asked how many times we should forgive, Jesus tells the story of a man who owed millions, and he begged for mercy, and the king forgave his debt of millions of dollars. And the same guy ran into someone who owed him a few $1,000s, and instead of forgiving him as he had been forgiven, he locked him up. And then the king heard about it and punished who he had originally forgiven. And it was in that context that Jesus said, shouldn't you have mercy, in Matthew 18:33, shouldn't you have mercy on your fellow servant just as I had mercy on you? You see, there is happiness in showing mercy because we reap what we sow. We harvest what we plant. This goes all the way back to creation. The pattern is kind after kind. The road to happiness is actually paved with mercy. We tend to give ourselves mercy. We tend to give ourselves a break, justifying wrong actions because we know our intentions are good. Yet we evaluate others' actions by assuming the very worst of their intentions. And that's no way to be happy. I've never met a happy critic. I've never met anyone who complains and points fingers at others who is happy. Have you ever known anyone who is judgmental and also joyful? It's impossible because the road to happiness is paved with mercy. Jesus said, be happy, show mercy. How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day today. And I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And I hope that you'll look for opportunities today to be happy by showing mercy. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.